they have to address Han. Shaw killed Han, and they never addressed it. Your man was at the cookout.
My man's. Why'd you look at me? Whose man's? Whose man's was this?
Looking right at shit in your face.
Back to another episode of HieroGeekicks. It's your boy Mayhem Mike. Obviously saying justice for Han, but I don't know where this is coming from with all this aggression. With me are my fellow Geekicks people who I hate to name, but we're gonna go with this guy over here wearing a Deadpool shirt. Where are you from? Shotcha. Yeah, you.
Me?
Yes, you.
Me? Oh, no, I'm gonna throw my hat in there. Name is Sebastian Bonet. You can find me on Yeah.
I'll
do
delete.
that. You pull that. You always pull that.
Maybe.
Pull that. I'm a Goku your shirt.
Dab.
Just a big shout out. You can find me at mbeyondmag.com, mbeyondmag.com, as well as mbeyondstudios.com.
Dope. Next we got you, sir. Where you from?
Name's Fernando. I also host my own podcast called In the Parlance of Our Times. It's a Big Lebowski reference for those who don't understand.
It sounds like poetry.
Fuck you.
Dead poetry.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
It's pretty good. I've heard it. That's why you're here. You, sir.
Brooklyn Boy Tee here. You know, you can find me on Instagram at Brooklyn Boy Tee.
I noticed you are wearing a Black Panther.
It's February, baby.
Oh, okay. I mean, I feel the same way. I'm wearing Goku, but wearing a dab
Shirt.
You know, that's a
Yeah,
good reference.
what happened to his Martha shirt?
Ooh.
I actually have a shirt for him next time. Let me go over to the host of this in the Hall of Justice, my man.
Hey, Darko Manhattan. You know me. I hate humanity except for when we do this podcast.
What shirt are you wearing today, Darko?
Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington, all the way.
Nice. And of course, we always have the mascot. What are you wearing, ma'am?
I am wearing Church of Saint Spock.
Saint Spock. It is pretty dope. It's in a rose glass covered painting,
Yes.
and he is doing the forever. What's that sign called?
Live long and
forever.
prosper, bitches.
There you go. Thank you very much.
We're revoking your geek card now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. No, I wanted to give you guys a chance to shine, but all right, cool. So obviously, since you already started off Justice for Hans,
Justice for Han, baby.
let's talk about this trailer.
He killed Han, and then was invited to the cookout.
There was a cookout?
Yes, there was at
It
the
was
end.
a little cookout, not a hood cookout.
I was trying to
it was
watch.
It was on top of a patio and everything.
Listen,
I was trying to
Vin
watch
is
the
all
Furious
about
movies.
family.
I forgot what part I got up to. I think it was the movie where his girlfriend had amnesia or something.
That was probably like number 5.
I was number 5.
6, number 5
Yeah,
or
that's
6.
as far as I got. So anything past that with Shaw, I'm not
I
familiar.
think which was the last one? I think the 8 was the last one
8
I
was
liked.
the last one.
Yeah.
You liked 8?
Yeah, I think I liked
I
that.
kind of
Was
gave
that-
up on Fast and Furious after Tokyo Drift.
I gave up after 1.
I did too, but then I started to watch all the movies again.
Okay, let me say something about
They're
Tokyo.
really good. You gotta watch them. There'll be some hits and misses. Like I said, three.
Oh, there have been some misses. Misses. Come on. when you
Brooklyn
don't
Boy
even-
Tees
when you
are
don't even
walking
bring-
contrarian.
Wait.
This is a really good snack. Although you may taste something awful, it's a really good snack every now and again.
First of all, you don't bring anybody from the cast back to join them from Tokyo Drift at all.
Well, that was because it was a we don't talk about Tokyo Drift.
That
We don't talk about.
But they're really good.
That movie
The
sucked.
first one was really good. What I love about the first one is at the end where they're racing at the end, and you know he's driving that beautiful, sick black car.
But that was the only good one.
And listen, I just want to point this out. In the movie theaters, the car jumped on its rear wheels. Okay, in the movie version that came to Cablevision, you know, which the cable company don't talk about because they're horrible. Anyway, that's a jab for them. Even though I have the subscription,
You
they didn't do that.
Name down, Altis.
Oh, OTs, yeah, those. Anyway, so like the first one was really dope. Tokyo Drift, I love the theme song. Like I could picture me in a bus picking up everybody's kids to that theme song, and you guys would be upset at me because I brought the kids home early.
I'm gonna give you something right here.
Yeah.
First of all, when the first Fast and Furious came out,
Yes.
it was great because you had this. It led a whole bunch of racing movies that came out because you had what was it, Biker Boys,
Need for Speed,
Marvel,
Biker Boys.
Torque.
But then you had part 2 that came out.
Oh my God, Tyrese,
Oh,
Biker
God.
Boys.
Then you had
That was
Too
a- that was
Fast.
a-
No,
that was-
that wasn't Tyrese. Tyrese was in Too Fast and
Too
Furious. With,
So who was in Biker Boys?
We don't know.
I can't remember the guy's name.
No, it was Tyrese. No, I gotta look this up.
But then we had Too
'Cause he
Fast
did
and
say
Furious,
bike-
which was okay.
Mhm.
And again, Paul Walker was doing his thing. May he rest in peace. But then you had Tokyo Drift.
Did we have Need for Speed too?
Need for Speed came out, but we don't talk about that.
Oh, we don't talk about
we don't
that?
talk about Need
We
for
just
Speed.
talk about it as a game? Okay,
But then,
you're right.
But then you had Tokyo Drift that came out.
Sucked.
Tokyo Drift is kind of the one in the series that they wish they went back in time. Like, it's like the one when you go back in time and you give that guy a condom that, you know.
What?
Don't have
Where? What? Anyway, we're gonna skip forward.
But
that.
it's like, you don't
I'm gonna block you.
It was block. Dang.
Wow, Orlando Jones, his name was Soul Train in Biker Boys.
Oh yeah, Lawrence Fishburne was in that one too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lisa
he was the
Bonet,
father.
Queenie, Derek Luke. His name. There you go.
He's a good actor.
He's a good actor. Horrible script.
I mean, I kind of like Biker Boys for what it was.
You're losing me.
I like
Okay.
Biker Boys. I
You're-
can't say I didn't like.
You know
Biker
who you
Boys.
remind me of? You remind me. What's her name? Rose from Titanic. And you're telling me I'll never let go, Jack. And
So you like Biker Boys, right?
It was watchable. It was for
Do you
its
like
time.
walking into closed doors then too? I'm just messing with you, brother.
I did,
But,
I mean, it's. I enjoyed Biker Boys. I'm not saying that it was movie of the year, but I could watch it.
T, I'm just gonna say this. We're all gonna say okay, but we're all judging you.
Okay, so wait.
We have a separate
So
chat
if
for
you-
this.
If you had to choose between watching Biker Boys and Batman versus
I knew it was
Superman, no, Biker Boys and Tokyo Drift, which one would you watch?
Tokyo Drift all the way. They have great theme music, and I believe the story.
Here's
I
the only
would
reason
say
why.
I would say Biker Boys over Tokyo Drift. I
Okay, that's expected from the guy that would pick Batman versus Superman over any movie.
Wow.
I hated Tokyo Drift. I absolutely hate Tokyo
Oh,
Drift.
that's fair. No, that's different.
That's
He's
fair.
hated.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
all right.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Anyway, let's actually talk about the trailer. The trailer seems dope. First of all, I don't really do Hollywood movies. I really don't, because I hate the fact it's the same premise, and most times it's not enjoyable. However, as a Hollywood movie, this looks fun. Am I upset that Idris Elba is the bad guy? No, because I'm actually interested in how they gave him what appears to be an adamantium skeleton or whatever. They gave him the super soldier serum somehow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it. He actually looks like he's shooting a gun. He knows how to use it. He looks like he's dangerous. He's got a whole team. You know, the whole British jerks.
Idris Elba's a great actor.
The story sometimes in the script, which we'll get into other stuff.
# Black James Bond.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yes,
There you go.
yes.
He's already. There you go. So it looks fun. The Rock and Jason look like they did their thing so far.
They all they do is fun movies though. That's
Yeah.
it. The Rock and Jason Statham, you know what movie you're going into.
But
with them.
let's not ignore
but
the
let's
pink
talk-
elephant in the room. Like The Rock works well with everybody. Vin Diesel.
He will not be in
Yeah.
Fast 9 or 10. He's going to be in the last one, which will probably be 11 or something.
That's
15.
Whatever the last one is going to be, he's going to be in that one. But
Listen, all I gotta say
15.
is this:
he won't be in 9.
the Fast and the Furious universe went from this is dope to what the hell is going? Okay, it's like.
Ooh.
Yeah, it went from street
went
racing
from
to
street
cars
race.
falling out of a building. Like, really?
Like,
I mean,
all of a
come on, though,
sudden
that
the
Dubai
G-Ghost is a
scene.
super spy.
Well, even from the aircraft
I'm
scene.
gonna,
Come on.
Yes, some things were unbelievable, but it was fun to entertain.
I'm gonna attack a submarine with a car. Really? Get the hell out of here.
Wait, what part was that?
That was
one
8.
of the
That was
latest.
8. That was
The
8.
one I haven't
It's
seen.
It's horrible.
I feel like it's ridiculous. The
That's the
Fast
one with
And
Charlize Theron,
now
right?
we have somebody who's
Yes.
bulletproof.
Alright.
Who?
What's his name? Idris Elba's character in the new one. He's bulletproof.
I mean, they gotta up the ante. You know what I'm saying?
that
I
movie
guarantee you, the last Fast and Furious movie will have a car go into space.
Yeah, they're
Or
all
into
in
the
space.
stratosphere and come back down.
It's gonna be Fast and the Furious versus Elon Musk. And it's Morris Tesla.
I can see it now.
And he's gonna be playing Tokyo Drift.
That was the only thing that
When
was
you're here,
catching
you're
about that movie. The stupid song.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I plan on actually seeing the movie. I'm gonna throw
No,
that
I'm
out
gonna
there.
see it. Don't
It's
get
gonna be
me wrong.
fun.
I'm gonna see it.
I plan on skipping it.
I'll see it.
I'm sorry. Even if it comes on hood release, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still watch it.
I plan on skipping it. There's gonna be a lot of other better movies. Nothing against The Rock and Jason Statham. I'm tired of the whole Fast and Furious universe. Like, to me, I think all this stuff that they're doing in the Fast and Furious universe would work better in like Mission Impossible or James Bond. This whole thing went from street races to. There you go.
Oh, God.
There you go. There you go.
You know, I had to.
That's the only thing that stuck out from Tokyo Drift.
Wonder if you know.
That, and it was Otaku's wet dream because they were in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, in all honesty, with the Fast and Furious stuff, you kind of have to just understand what you're getting. And
Shout out to Dorko.
It is what it is. Shout out to Dorko for that.
We understand one thing about the Fast and Furious movies and the series. Vin Diesel needed work.
I mean, that was before. Yeah, he did before he landed Groot.
He made himself a millionaire out of this one franchise, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
I gotta respect it.
I mean,
You gotta-
wait,
yeah.
doesn't he have a Triple X movie coming out too?
No, he has another Riddick movie coming out.
Riddick.
That I know. I'm actually looking forward to
have another
because Riddick
Triple
was
X movie.
dope.
You want to know what it is? I'm looking forward to this. I mean, it's the same thing with what's his face, the guy who played Magic Mike. What's his name?
Channing Tatum?
Channing
Yeah,
Tatum.
he said himself. He's like, I'm not
Kevin
a great
Nash.
actor, but he's like,
Kevin
he
Nash.
barely moved. Love that, I know.
And then 21 Jump Street.
But it's just like, you
My
know
name
what?
is Jeff.
If they're gonna keep throwing him money, it's similar to like Adam Sandler. They kept throwing him money. It's like, just run with it. But they're gonna keep giving you money, and you're gonna keep making money. Just do it.
Listen, if Hollywood gave me a check for a BS role, as long as it doesn't morally and ethically,
Cash the check.
come against my morals and what I stand for, I'm cashing a check. Unless I'm playing a superhero. That's where I draw the line. Because I damn sure will not be another Blank Man, okay? I'm sorry, that was funny, but I'm not doing it.
No, you're more of a Meteor Man.
Okay.
Oh, Meteor Man.
I'm going to
Black Man on the
mute
right.
you. Where's the mute button? Anyway, we're going to move forward. Since we're talking about movies, let's talk about Captain Marvel, okay?
Captain Marvel.
What is there not to say about Captain Marvel? Everybody is excited.
I think, and I'm going to say this.
A lot of people are not really excited. Or at least that's what it looks like to me.
I think there's a lot of stuff on the
appears
board
that
right
way.
now. There's so many movies coming out.
Because even I've seen articles where not many people are hyped up for Captain Marvel. They're more hyped up for Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are complaining as to why is Captain Marvel coming out first before a solo Black Widow movie.
Well, the thing is,
It just
like,
makes
I
sense.
think they've already.
Yeah,
I think
it
they
makes
already.
sense.
It makes sense, but I think they've already explained why they were going that route because they were already playing around what would be the best female superhero to come out with first. Because there were talks of a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
So it's not like it wasn't on the table.
Right.
It's just that what works for the story that they're telling,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact is that I think it was that they wanted to go with Captain Marvel because one,
It's a
she's
tie-in.
good.
Yeah, it's a
And
tie-in.
also too, she's gonna.
Directly.
It's like this. Captain Marvel.
No, just say
Captain
Black
Mar-
Widow's
no.
origin movie won't fit.
No, it won't fit.
It won't fit. It really
But
I
I
believe
think we need
we've
to understand
seen
this.
it
But this
already,
is the
though.
one thing. Remember
It's
when
called
Captain
Red
America?
Sparrow.
But remember when Captain America came out? It was called Captain America: The First Avenger.
Right.
It was literally his setup to go right in directly into Avengers.
Right.
Captain Marvel is the setup for this character to go right into Avengers Endgame
Mm-hmm.
and to carry over the next phase of Marvel movies.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, for anybody that's upset, Black Widow's origin movie doesn't make any sense. I'd rather they take their time and give it to us like another time, another
Also-
year or so, or whatever. Because it'll be dope to expand upon that whole
Also-
school and everything. Like,
But watch this. Not to cut you off. Sorry.
yeah,
But watch this. Look at what's happening now with the Disney Plus. We may even get that as a TV show.
oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
If they got
They
good
won't-
writers. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Did you guys come
We get-
across the article where Chris Evans is in talks or is already down to direct a Disney or Marvel show or something like that? You read that, right?
He wants
Really?
he wants to pursue directing.
Ooh.
And
I think
if
at
it's
this
with- if
point,
it's with-
every actor wants to pursue directing
If it's
or
with
producing.
Disney,
or
I think this is a
like that.
good time to be an experienced actor. I feel like you were going to say
No,
something.
go ahead.
And like be able to direct. Like, if you're an accomplished actor, to say you direct a couple of films, like Clint Eastwood. If you don't know him for anything else, No Country for Old Men. Oh my god, and that's just one. That's me personally.
Is that him though?
Yeah,
No.
he didn't direct it.
No.
And I'm done.
Like no.
I know he was in. I thought he directed it as well. Him and somebody else.
He wasn't in No Country, was he?
Yes, he was.
No.
He was the sheriff.
No, that was Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, I'm getting my white people mixed up. I'm gonna have to edit this.
No.
You're thinking
No.
Space Cowboys.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Tommy
Space Cowboys wasn't even him. That was Harrison Ford.
No.
Yes,
No.
Harrison Ford.
Space Cowboys?
Oh,
What was the
oh,
movie
yeah,
called?
Space.
No,
I was confusing
no.
Cowboys and Aliens. Sorry. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna cut this whole part.
We're gonna look this up for you. What's the movie called?
No Country for Old Men.
The Coen brothers directed that.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So I know Clint Eastwood is a really good director. I'm probably gonna cut that up, but I know Clint Eastwood's a really good director as well. And as an actor or actress, you know, this is a time for you to shine, to expand your portfolio, and get good stories out that we may not necessarily see if you didn't have this chance.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to that. I do
like the fact that if it is with Disney with Chris Evans, it kind of only makes sense, you know, for it to segue off after him being Captain America for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a deal. Come back for 2 more movies, and then you could do your director thing. It's kind of
fair enough.
You know,
he could potentially be the director for the possible Bucky and Falcon spinoff.
Yeah,
because they're talking about that.
That makes
sense. Is that
sense.
a movie or is that a TV show?
No, it's going to be a TV show. Put it this way, Marvel.
They can build so much.
Marvel has all the cards working for them, and this is again, This is why DC needs to get it together because they could be left so far behind, which they already are right now. The fact that they're taking advantage of the new platform that's going to be there for Marvel, they already talk about shows, and that's why again it could fit in with Black Widow. We may get an origin story of Black Widow because they're doing something with Loki. It's going to be a young Loki. They're going to talk about his origin with the TV show. So it's like, what was Loki before he, the whole thing before Avengers and all that, before his hatred with Thor. So that's going to be pretty interesting. And they had that as a comic book.
Loki Thor.
But this is the thing, they had it as a comic book series at one point.
I mean,
it was young Loki and young Thor.
It kind of goes back to what we talked about the previous episode. You know, and is it called The Joker or is it Joker?
The Joker.
If the Joker movie really is successful, then that's gonna fully launch out there. I'm gonna include you on this one, but if I get paid for it, we're gonna have to discuss this, Commission Broken Boy T. Like, it makes sense that you can now have a villain movie without a superhero. You can't have a superhero movie without a villain. He needs to come to power and come to terms. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But
they've already proven that in a way with Suicide Squad because they were kind of successful in that and but they were too much. They were too busy trying to copy Guardians of the Galaxy. But now the fact is that now you have James Gunn who directed Guardians of the Galaxy.
Let it be known, I hate Suicide Squad.
Well, James Gunn's directing part 2 now.
I hate it. I love the idea of it. I love the comics. I love the animation for sure. But the actual real life movie, I hate it. Throw the whole thing in the trash.
Well, this is apparently a reboot / relaunch, so there might be some
different characters.
Recasting.
We went to go see.
I don't think the actors were necessarily
except for Harley.
Yeah,
I
don't think the actors were necessarily the problem. It's just the story, and it's just like,
the story went through
like
too
I
much.
love Viola Davis as Amanda Waller.
We went to go see Suicide Squad in the theaters.
But like Slipknot, like really?
Yeah, Slipknot. He died like the first
Slipknot
time.
was there to die. He was an example.
We went to the movie to go see
They needed
Suicide
cannon
Squad,
fodder.
and Mike was sitting in front of me. Oh, was you behind me? I think he was behind me.
Wasn't I next to you?
You was next to me.
All right.
You know what's crazy is the guy that played
trainers.
Slipknot, he went around Comic-Con with the cast, not knowing full well that he's only going to die like in the
first 5 minutes.
Right.
And the movie
Because I thought he was going to be
ends,
into the whole movie.
and I know for a fact I heard Mike boo. I know for a fact I heard Mike boo, and it was like, boo!
I keep it real. Look. If DC does a great reboot, they need to leave out Batman. They need to leave out Superman. Please bring back Henry Cavill, but at the same time, we are interested to see what you have. Leave out, obviously, Aquaman and Wonder Woman, right?
Well, they already recast Batman.
Yeah, who they got him? Who's the new actor?
No, I think that's still in limbo.
It's still in limbo?
Did you hear
But Affleck, according to
he left.
articles, Affleck still has one more movie.
He still has one more movie, but I think
in his contract.
He can just be a feature.
So the search.
they could ask him to come back, but I don't think they're gonna ask him to come. It's gonna be too confusing.
I feel like they. Oh, but then if they're gonna have him
The
come back,
supposed idea was to Matt Reeves. It's not really in the works, but it's something that I read. A trilogy by Matt Reeves. Let him do his younger Batman version in the first 2, and then do the older Batman Affleck in the third one, and that'll be like his swan song.
or just pay him and let him go because
Yeah,
unless
but at that point, how old is he gonna be?
Yeah.
Like, how old is Affleck gonna be at that
another
point?
thing too is like if you're not like they need to address that they need to address the previous film movies and be like, this was all part of a multiversal thing. We're going to stick to this universe, even though these movies pertain to these universes. And then we can always use that as a reference. And that actually opens them up, because then they can build upon those universes and always come back and make money and catch up to Marvel. But okay.
Well,
They're not gonna catch it.
Don't
I'm
catch
just
up to
saying.
Marvel. You hear that, Warners? Let the directors do their shit.
You need again.
You guys need to do an exorcism and be rid of the spirit of Jack Warner. That's it. End of story.
Power of Marvel compels you.
There you go.
Power of Marvel compels you.
Yeah.
I heard the guy from Twilight was in the running to be Batman. Is there any truth to that?
The guy from Twilight.
The vampire dude.
Robert Pattinson?
Hell no. What?
What? I mean, he's a good actor. I'm not gonna say he's not.
Yeah, he's a good
if you're
actor,
only
but I
looking
don't-
towards,
He
doesn't
That's a
strike fear in my
completely-
heart.
No, yeah, that's a complete
he's a good
miscast.
actor in Harry Potter,
Yeah, this is the wrong way I'm trying to do
but
it.
that's it.
Oh yeah, like
No, I would cast him as a villain of some sort. I would cast
we're
him
trying to do
probably
the
as a
upside down
Riddler.
Batman mask.
I
We're
see
failing.
him playing a Riddler, not a
Yeah.
Batman.
Or
I would actually like
or
Jim
Scarecrow.
I would like Jim
Scarecrow
Carrey to
too.
come back
Like
as
if
a
you
Riddler.
revamp Scarecrow,
Yeah,
No,
I think Jim Carrey as the Riddler
or that too
would be more
you know.
mature. Would be more mature.
Give him like
and
a
still
Jonathan
funny.
Crane or a Jervis Tetch type of role. That'd be cool. Or not even give him the ventriloquist Scarface role.
true.
That'll be good.
Okay, we totally got off topic. I'm sorry, guys.
No,
Let's
you're
bring it back. Let's bring it back.
All right.
Captain Marvel is going to be dope. You guys, I feel like we're all waiting because of such a success Wonder Woman was, and I really feel like this will be like the great woman empowerment superheroine movie we need. You understand? I really have high hopes for Captain Marvel. It's kind of like, what's the word? The Amazonian mustache shaver.
I still don't see it.
For Wonder Woman. But you know, anything's possible. Shazam, I'm still looking forward to. Ghostbusters, we saw the teaser last time. What did you guys think about it?
Loved it.
Loved it.
Loved it. I mean, it's too early to tell anything, but
Yeah.
from just that 20-second teaser that they showed, it looked pretty good.
What's
What's
of
the
all-
premise of it? Does anybody know the
First,
premise?
no, there was just a
yet.
teaser.
Okay.
But first of all,
Mhm.
I mean, not to knock the cast from the last Ghostbuster movie, they tried their thing. They really did.
The real part 3.
Leslie Jones is not.
Actually, no, not
I
even
mean-
because the
But
last
the
one
thing
wasn't
is,
even
this
like
is-
a,
but
a
it wasn't tied.
continuity.
Yeah, it wasn't
Right.
even tied to that universe, and I think that was one
That-
of the
that was my only
biggest
complaint.
mistakes. It
was
was
the writing and the fact that it
Yeah.
wasn't in the same universe.
Right.
Put it this way, I don't think the studio had any faith in that movie
Nope.
when they released it, because even the trailer that was cut for the movie
Mhm.
was horrible.
Yeah.
And that right there alone, I was like, you know what? I don't want to see this movie. The trailer's horrible. I don't.
And the ghosts look way too video game CGI as opposed to like
Yeah.
what was presented back
So-
in the '84 movie.
Agreed.
At least the '84 movie was.
Right.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
the
I see
84
what you're saying.
movies graphics are better, then I was like, okay, come
Because
on.
it fits.
Right.
You understand? There's certain
Yeah.
time, like in any of these movies, like Little Shop of Horrors, right? And that's a big prosthetic plant, but it works.
Stop motion.
You know,
all
it
that.
works. You understand? Gremlins, it works. Versus, like, yeah, I know, right? Gizmo.
Practical effects.
I supposedly there's talks of another Gremlins coming.
There
out.
is.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
But
I don't know what they're gonna do this time.
yeah, no.
Okay,
we'll
so
see. But really back in, I wanted to say that the Ghostbusters, I think they're going with the extreme Ghostbuster storyline, though.
Yeah.
so it's a random thing. You remember Greta the Gremlin, the first female Gremlin?
Yeah.
Is she a mutation? Technically,
Who? Eartha Kitt?
no. Greta the Gremlin. We're gonna move forward. Anyway,
Why are you talking about Greta the Gremlin? Why?
Greta, I always say she is a mutation.
she has to be.
She's the only one.
She's the only one, right?
She technically evolved.
So anyway, that's
So you're
just
saying that this whole remake is going to be about pregnant gremlins?
it could possibly be. You know what I'm saying? That's just something they did.
They
That
don't have to be pregnant. Just give them water.
Well,
No.
technically, with Greta, that's not the case.
She can't. Yeah,
Well, they never fully.
They never fully explored it. Yes,
Right.
that'd be an awkward.
I have a
2 hours.
Reddit for this. I definitely went in.
There's a horrible wet joke in there somewhere. I'm just gonna leave it
Anyway,
there.
speaking of computer graphics, did anybody else see Dragon Ball Super Broly?
No, but I've read
No.
about it.
Okay, you read about it.
I loved it.
You loved it.
I loved it.
I liked it. I can't
I
front.
loved it.
So,
loved
as a personal fan of the old Dragon Ball, you know, back when Broly was knocking everybody down and Vegeta was a crying little girl at that time, watch it. You'll see it. And Trunks was more of a man than he was. I'll say that any day.
That was the second one, right? That was
Yeah.
the second one.
So, like with Broly gets a backstory. You get to find out why he's damaged in a sense, and I have to. It's really damaged.
Yeah.
He's been what's the word? Abused all his life. He's definitely
Mentally abused.
Mentally, well, no, he took some licks too. They
Yeah,
don't.
but-
They hint at it. They
yeah.
don't really show it. So that whatever.
They show the mental abuse.
They
Like,
show the mental
yeah.
for sure. So then he's actually just as strong, if not stronger than Goku and Vegeta currently at their highest level of like what's the word?
Super
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 Saiyan
Blue.
combined as
Yes.
Gogeta? Was he Gogeta?
Gogeta.
Gogeta.
No, not Vegito.
Gogeta.
Gogeta.
Oh,
Gogito.
Goji.
Goji. He's stupid. So like the great thing about this movie is that it actually gave a story. They don't make Broly that guy who's just screaming out Kakarot, like that mindless
They
beast.
fleshed out his character.
They definitely. And do you guys want spoilers or no?
Go ahead.
All right, cool. He's still alive, and supposedly Goku. You guys read it. He embraces his Saiyan heritage. He's like, "Call me Kakarot." And
That part was awesome because of the fact that in the regular movies he always says Kakarot. He never said the Kakarot in this movie. He said it once in battle, and then at the end when he says, "Everybody calls me Goku, but you can call me Kakarot." It was kind of like
right,
a
it's like a
head
challenge.
nod.
Yeah,
It was pretty dope.
I think the only thing I hated at certain parts of this thing was the computer graphics. It made it look like a Dragon Ball Z game. And if you've ever played like Budokai, Tenchi Bao, with all this other stuff, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All the further, it's just like it made it seem like a game, but I understand they were flex like, yo, we're gonna give you the best because you guys come and support all this other stuff. We saw Frieza, the freaking golden form Frieza in the movie theaters. Definitely go see it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because I think it deserves that. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. The story's not all that great, but it does have some humor to it. Broly's character's flushed out. It's so much more. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the universe as far as bringing it over to the animation-wise. I think you guys should check it out.
Also, if you look at the movie too, they're talking about that this may be a way to bring Super Saiyan 4 into the canon too. Just the way by Broly's
But he didn't really go Super Saiyan 4. He went 3 maybe.
They say that it might be a gateway for it. That's the rumor and
I
fan
can see
theory.
that. And now Broly's technically a good guy, so he's somebody else they can call for help.
Yeah, even though Frieza's still alive and whatnot. So you guys heard of Dragon Ball Z Heroes? So Dragon Ball Z Heroes is a game / manga right now. It's on YouTube. It comes out every now and again. I forget who's animating it. And it literally has Super Saiyan God form Goku and Vegeta meeting Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku, and supposedly they're from different universes. And I like that.
Dragon Ball GT universe?
Yes, because now it's like, okay, there's a Super and GT universe, and there's 2 different Gokus and Vegeta. Okay, so now we can have them meet, and that it better explains, because I don't know what the hell they're doing with this Trunks thing, because the time-space continuum does not work like that. Yeah. It does not work like that, and you guys aren't making any sense. Not the fact that he went back and nothing's changed. That's fine. But it's just like, so when he comes back, which cell is he going against? Exactly how does he come out of... And then he comes back again, and then Goku and Zamasu, there's a lot of stuff. It doesn't make sense.
I agree.
It's a lot of stuff. They need to clear up the Trunks saga, per se. The Trunk arc.
Together with Fox and wrote their continuity.
And then, yes. And then Trunks goes Super Saiyan Blue Aura. How? You just went 2.
Was it because I can't remember the episode? He
didn't even go God. He went Blue Aura.
I will say this
I have feelings
about the
this.
Trunks saga. Especially the new Trunks saga that came out. They kind of explained about saying the time deviates when he came back in Dragon Ball Z, the original time.
Yeah.
And just like the Flashpoint stuff, that's how I kind of in my mind headcanon. Flashpoint is not the continuing timeline; it's an altered timeline. So when Trunks is actually popping back and forth, he's going back in time in another timeline, and when he comes back to the present, he's going to the present in his timeline.
Which
it
is
makes
crazy,
no damn sense.
but they didn't explain that, because technically there's even fan theories out there that say he's actually accessed 5 different timelines in the cell arc.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I was just like,
I can see that because when he first was there, he came back. He killed
King Cole.
So
No.
when he came back, the father.
Yeah.
They blew him up.
Yeah.
He went back to the future, and then Cell was born at that point.
Right.
So then he came. What happened?
It's so many mysteries.
He went.
His interference has created many different timelines. Let's just put it that way.
And then on top of that, the androids were stronger than he remembered and all this other stuff. Yeah, it was like different things. So
and then he went back to the future again the last time and still had to kill Cell one more time.
It's kind of like the X-Men, how they have how Scott and Jean have 2 kids in alternate timelines, Cable and
Rachel.
Yeah,
Rachel Summers. Yeah, and then
Bishop comes from another timeline.
Yes,
in the future,
and then Hope is like their adopted one. Yeah. So I mean, like it's fun if they explain it.
The summer bloodline is crazy.
Well, that's why now we got evil Goku Black with the whole Zaimatsu thing. I would love for them to pull the trigger and be like, no, he's not Zaimatsu. He's actually Goku because he became evil. I would have loved that.
That would have been dope.
Yeah.
Because this Goku and Goku Super, it just seems like he just wants to fight. Like
Goku Fusion. What do you call it? Super Saiyan Fusion. Fuchsia. What did you call it? Wine. Something like that. Rose.
So anyway, he doesn't care about Earth anymore. Whereas Super Saiyan 4 from GT was like, I'm all about saving Earth, being Earth's protector.
Yeah, this version of Goku is definitely all about he seems like a kid and he just wants to fight and gets himself into it. Like it's not the same Goku from before. Clearly,
I can accept it if they explain it. That's what I'm saying.
There's no explanation. It's either you became a dick.
Goku, you dick.
We're gonna move on from this. Speaking of world superheroes, can we talk about the reign of the Superman? Reign of Superman was probably the best animation movie I've seen. Nah, I lie. It's still good though. It's a really, really great movie.
It's top 5 DC.
It's definitely. I'll give you that. I do have some problems.
Me too.
How is it that they were able to access the Fortress of Solitude?
Who? They had the Superman.
Superboy, Steel, and not Eradicator.
Superboy's blood.
And then Lois, wasn't Lois Lane in the Fortress, or
no? She wasn't there.
I don't think they did it according to the comics where he has like an enormous key, and then
you have to like be one of the invited guests, right?
Because
they retconned that key, I think.
How dare they?
Because in the comics, the fortress was already established, as opposed to the animated, where the Eradicator just built it from the ground up. Mm-hmm. So that's my guess. I mean, if Clark from Smallville was able to go in and out of the fortress like that, then I can't see why Steel or Superboy would not be able to.
Right.
Guess they really did retcon that key. Can you imagine? Superman drops his key, Doomsday finds it. Oh, let me go to Superman's crib. Plug it up.
I'm just gonna sit on this couch and wait for him to come in.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Saw it a couple of times. It was according to the comics. Obviously they had to change certain things a little bit, like the whole Justice League and them being thrown, Darkseid having a role because he never had a
right.
But I kind of like that twist. I
but it kind of makes sense. Darkseid would be one of a prevalent, villains to come because like Darkseid always has a heart for Superman.
He met them already.
Yeah. But he never lets his defeats go with Earth. He always comes back.
Right.
He always comes back.
Yeah.
So I think it's dope. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Oh! So how did y'all feel about the Justice League limited time? Like, they cut him out in the beginning. Like, this is it. Did anybody notice that?
Yeah, no, the Justice League was only on there... What? They got the portal, right? They got hit in the portal. I didn't mind it because it was a Superman movie. I didn't mind it.
I felt like they got, they were in Ant-Man's universe. One of
the universes...
I know, like I'm just saying.
Trunks.
I mean, it can happen. Technically, it's a multiverse. It's out there, technically. So, but I felt like they got sent somewhere else. I thought that was dope, and I thought that was really tasteful for what they did. Yeah. You understand? So the focus is on Superboy, who's like the product of what Lex Luthor's been cooking up. Because we always know he always collects a sample, which always blows my mind. Like how you bleed all over the place, you don't remember to clean that up.
Yeah.
Right. And that actually goes into Glass. We're gonna talk about that. Steel was dope. Let's talk about how he gets undressed like Iron Man. Did anybody else see that?
Yeah.
I believe Lois talked about Batman versus Superman when she's like, you're horrible at hiding identities. You can hide it from me, and I'm Lois Lane. And I'm just like, ooh, that sounds like Batman versus Superman. And a little bit before when she figured out so-and-so was Superman. Mm-hmm. And,
It was a couple shots.
Yeah, there was a couple? Okay. We're not going to go into that? Okay.
I like the Eradicator. He was like my favorite character.
I think Superboy is probably my favorite.
Eradicator?
Yeah, did he?
I think at this point he was more of a hologram as opposed to the original
How can light
storyline.
hurt? Whatever.
Yeah, I didn't get that part. I gotta watch it again.
Because he
Kryptonian like.
Because if you remember, he resembled the hologram in the first one, when he's showing Lois that he protects him. Whatever.
While in the capsule, while in the rebirthing tube, the chamber, whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay.
But and then like it was him siphoning off his energy to Superman to help him recover. Yeah. Which I don't understand. Superman just fly into the sun and come right back. Yeah. Another thing too is like the whole breathing in space thing.
I get it. I don't mind it.
Nah. Come on,
because it was only in the animated show that they did that.
Right.
What breathing in space?
Because to sell merchandise.
Because in the storyline, Eradicator, he saves
with the white suit. Yeah. Oh my god.
In the comics, Eradicator saves Soups. He and then whatever powers he had, it transfers over to Superman because he blocks a blast.
He dies.
That cyborg. Right. Yeah. That cyborg is trying to target the real Superman, and there's something in the blast that transferred his powers, Eradicator's powers, to
I remember because that's when Superman was in his black costume, running around with big guns because it was the 90s and everybody ran around with big guns.
Mattel, Hasbro, get your gun! Pew 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 pew. Nerf for nothing.
It was. I think it's a running joke with Rob Liefeld. He has a character he designed now. It's called the what was it? The Pouch. Because at the time he was designing all these characters and they just had nothing but pouches all over them.
Oh come on, though! Don't front. Some of them were badass. Like
some of the designs were badass, but some of them were overkill.
Cyclops with like his utility pouches on his side. I mean, come on.
Do you remember Extreme? For every great Cyclops we got designed, we got an Extreme.
Wolverine didn't have a pouch.
Wolverine didn't need a pouch. It was like sneak. Snick it. That's what it is. Snick it.
All right.
But it was good. I
like Cyber Superman, actually.
I think I remember that comic that you're talking about when Eradicator got... It was the cover that stuck out for me with that one. Because you just see Eradicator like this and Cyborg Superman just blowing his back out like... Yeah. Bye, bitch.
I think... The only thing I have a problem... Well, I want to see what they do with Cyborg Superman now. Because, to be fair... I don't really remember him and Darkseid in cahoots like that, in collaboration, or Darkseid controlling Cyber Superman. I'm willing to accept it. Don't get me wrong, it makes sense. So I'm willing to see him go really off the deep end and just be like, okay, I'm coming for everybody now.
Well, I mean,
he's dead, isn't
he? He's never really dead. He never really dies. I understand, but no, he's never really dead.
Perhaps a future appearance as one of the Red Lanterns?
Ooh, that would be nice. That would be nice. Green Lantern hasn't had his own movie yet, so
Green Lantern needs to come to the DC universe already. I said it.
Technically, he did have his own.
No, we don't talk about that.
We
don't talk about that one. All right.
There was a Green Lantern movie,
no. Deadpool retconned that for us.
Yeah, he did.
He took it out the timeline.
All right, so I guess we could talk about Glass in its entirety. Me and Brooklyn Boy T have severe feels, but before we get into it, did anybody want to add on?
Yeah, I'm gonna add this on. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it on.
Oh, are you really?
Go ahead, Mike. I'll let you go.
What was that clay animation on Cartoon Network? Celebrity Deathmatch. Let's get it on. So
I want a good clean fight. Let's get it on.
So we were supposed to record this show. Was it a week ago? 2 weeks ago, and due to technical difficulties, namely me, we weren't able to do it. We got into a shouting match, and to this day, I feel like we're still on the same pedestals that we were on before. I'm gonna say Glass was a great movie. Okay, it is not a classic for sure. I'm not saying that, but it's a great movie. However, it's a divisive movie. You're gonna watch it, and if you don't get it, you're gonna be like, "This sucks." If you watch it like me and you get it, then you'd be like, you know what? This is a great movie.
So you're trying to say I don't get it?
Yes.
I think that's what he said.
He said that. All right.
No. Let me not say that. Let me retcon that. Because that sounds like some shade. No. We all take it somewhere.
You threw that shade.
You threw it all over the
table.
Listen, you guys were here when I said The Reach, okay? And I'm not talking about Young Justice, okay? But I want T to explain because I feel like a lot of people will understand his point of view.
Okay. So, I will say... Well, let's talk about the movie first before we go on.
Sure, let's talk about the movie.
Let's talk about the positives.
Sam Jackson's in it.
This is a little more civil than last time.
Bruce Willis is in it.
The movie itself starts out very good. It starts out very good. We start off 3 weeks after the events of Split, in which we have, what was the overreacher?
The overseer.
Oh, we have the overseer looking for the Horde.
Pretty much.
Him and his son basically doing the whole Batman and Robin thing, or Batman and Oracle thing. He finds them, which is dope, which is 100% dope. They find him. They have a fight in a warehouse. They're captured by what we thought at the time was police, and they get thrown in jail.
Right.
In the jail that they're thrown in, we find out that this is the same jail that's housing Glass. Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Yep,
Glass.
Mr. Glass. You give that man his props.
At this point, they figure out what their weaknesses are. They're all held in a room, which is very similar to, and basically every comic book trope ever, where the character is being held in a room of his weakness. They can't get out. Which you don't get more comic book than that. Fast forward, you have all the mental stuff, and we find out that the doctor who caught them, who worked with the police to catch them, is making them feel as if they are, like everything's in their mind, like they're all crazy. Which is again, this is still dope. And do you want to add on at this point, Mike?
No.
Okay, all right.
So then, right
we see Glass. We see Glass invoke this plan to get the Horde.
Yes.
And bring out the Beast, which was again great. He breaks out his cage again. The first time he breaks out, he disassembles what's like a laser. He disassembles a laser. We don't know what the laser's for at this point. He goes to Horde. He meets the Beast. Says we're gonna break out. We're gonna do X, Y, and Z. Basically, we're gonna break out and we're gonna go fight the hero, the Overseer.
At a big building, the Osaka building, which is
called the Marvel Unveiling.
There's a lot of homages to Marvel
Superman
and DC. Yeah.
So at this point, he's caught on camera after doing wheelies around in a circle. Basically right in front of the camera, trying to get caught on purpose. They come down, they get him. They end up using the machine on him with the laser to zap his brain. So at that point, he knew what he was thinking was correct, and they're trying to hide everything. He breaks out. The machine doesn't work. He ends up breaking out. He breaks out the Beast. They go out, and before he leaves, he tells Michael Dunn, at this point, who is a shell of himself. David Dunn, sorry.
Yeah.
I said Michael Dunn. Who's Michael Dunn? I don't know. Anyway, David Dunn. David Dunn. And at this point in time in the movie, he's a shell of himself. He doesn't believe he's as powerful as he thinks he is, even though he's been a superhero for 19 years. This is where it starts going bad. So he's been a superhero for 19 years, but yet for the past 2 days, this woman has convinced him that he's crazy.
He's saying that and looking at me. You can hear the inflection in his tone. That is what we call directed shade.
No shade. Just telling you exactly what happens. So now they break out. He breaks out. He believes in himself. He breaks down the door. He goes outside. He tries to confront Glass and the Beast. And
the Beast. The Beast. Well, technically it's the Horde, but it's the Beast mostly, yeah.
Right. At which time, fight breaks out, which is an amazing fight. Way too short, if you ask me, but it was an amazing fight. And what happens after that, Mike?
The part that you scream the most. Go ahead. This is
right.
you.
So now they have a fight. Police come, and you don't even see it, and they introduce a character who we don't know his name. But he delivers a shot to the Beast after the Beast is touched by the girl and turns back into Kevin.
Right.
He's shot and killed. Oh, before that, it was revealed that Glass actually killed the Beast's father on the same train that caused the accident where he found David Dunn in the first place. Michael finds out. Not Michael.
Kevin Wendell
finds out.
All the personalities find out.
Kills Glass. Hits him. He punches him, and his body
severely
Glass.
He
cripples and he falls on the floor. And he fell out of his wheelchair, which is crazy. You don't kick a man out of his wheelchair.
He didn't kick him. He pushed him. He hit him. He hit him in his chest. But it's the Beast, so it's like getting punched by Superman in the chest with an open palm.
I don't know if I should pile on now.
Huh?
I don't know if I should pile on against you now.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right, you go on.
So now at this.
Oh, you hate it too?
Of course.
Okay, cool though.
At this point, they introduce the fact that there's some guys who have a tattoo. And the guy with the tattoo, he has a shot on the Beast, And as soon as the Beast is touched by the girl, I can't remember her name. She's touched by the girl. Her power
Casey.
is to Casey. Her power is to apparently dissolve other people's powers.
That's not her power, but okay.
He turns back into normal.
That's not her power.
Shot down in cold blood. You shoot down the villain by an unnamed man, no face. Shoot him down. Boom. The main villain of the movie is now dead. The hero, who's weak after the fight, he gets drowned in a puddle of water by an unnamed villain who was just introduced the frame before. And then while being introduced, she looks, the doctor comes out and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, like the whole movie was mind over matter." And then basically she goes, "I know I told you that was mind over matter. I was just fucking with you. Did you believe me?" And then she's dead. And then he drowned. Dies. That's how the hero dies.
Hold on.
End of the movie.
Hold on.
End of the movie.
You remember Sonic the Hedgehog? Remember when you made it to the aqua scene and you missed the bubble and you go... That's what you reminded me of right there.
I think you just helped his point.
That's fine.
And he dies. And no matter how much times I rewatch this movie, no matter how much times I do feel that the beginning of the movie is a perfect movie. The first hour and a half of this movie I felt was great. No matter how much times I rewatch it, David Dunn died in a fucking mud puddle. Actually, 19 years. He dies in a mud puddle.
I would like to be technical and say that it was technically concrete because it was in the road pavement. There was no mud in there.
I think it was mud. Was it
water? Okay. It was water, maybe dirty water from soot, from obviously from pavement, but not muddy water.
Okay, murky water.
Okay, I'll take that.
Let's say murky water. He died.
Okay, Magneto.
He died in a puddle of murky water. Now,
okay,
you can take any hero, any franchise, any protagonist for any movie. If he is drowned in a puddle, you're going to look to the screen and say "fuck you" to whoever directed this movie. That is a fact, Mike.
Do you bleed? What? I just want to know, do you bleed? Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Once again, the first hour and a half of this movie was great. The last 20 minutes of this movie sucked. And that's all I'm saying, Mike.
Okay.
I don't like the end of the way the movie ended. Where was his son? Hashtag, he's supposed to be my sidekick. Where you at, fam? All right.
I'm gonna answer that.
And that's all I got to say about that.
So let me come in real quickly. First of all, thank you for your review. We always appreciate our fans here. So it was a great movie because it's the twist that makes the movie. Going over everything, first of all, just want to point out that David Dunn stops the YouTubers in the front that were doing a Superman punch, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
So here it is. They're trying to be famous for just like doing Superman punches, but yet he's the actual Superman who's already famous by other people. I thought that was dope. When he's in his own shop and Jay's the guy, because I wrote this down, the stadium. He was the stadium drug dealer who turned his life around. So that was a reference to the original Unbreakable.
Agreed.
Dr. Ellie Staple is her name. Yeah. She's a neutral character, and I know you guys are just like crazy. What does that mean? She's a neutral character because much like the Staple in the comic book, she's just like there to bridge the pages. She's just neutral, and she talks about her organization, who Terrence is talking about when it comes to the unnamed assassins who killed his favorite Superman. Okay,
what's their names, Mike?
Black Cobra Organization.
Are you sure that's their names?
Yes. So they're not credited. They're not credited. There's some little things I'm going off before I go over my explanation. The upside down camera angles and the broken glass obviously foreshadow bad things to happen. That's continuous throughout all the movies. When you watch it, look for that. December 7th was the opening of Osaka Tower, which was also Pearl Harbor Day, believe it or not. Glass is always shown to use animals to protect him. And they don't.
Yep.
The Horde being one of them. I thought that was dope. The Black Orc kept people in the asylum who knew about his powers. Pretty much. Okay, so let's go into it. This was a great movie because in the beginning, everything flows. You've got David Dunn finally getting into the groove of being a hero. You have the Horde being successful. He's like capturing these girls. He's about to like kill them in a sense, right? And David Dunn stops it. And then we meet the police who know their superpowers. They meet Mr. Glass. Mr. Glass hatches his plans. Everything up until that part is dope, right? What people forget is that this woman, Dr. Ellie Staple, is out here trying to make these supers forget that they're super, to keep them in balance. So that way humanity has the upper hand, okay? And the only time we've ever seen something like that, besides in comics and movies, is Spider-Man Homecoming, where there's an organization that cleans up after superheroes. So there's an organization that deals with heroes in a sense and their messes, really. Yeah, and we forget that exists. And I was like, yo, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So let's fast forward a little bit. As far as the Sun goes, where he was at, I'm not gonna play who he was, although I think he's a superhero. I kept looking at his eyes, and his pupils seemed a lot larger than usual, and they were constantly blue. At least from what I saw, I could be colorblind, but they were definitely larger than the normal person's people. But remember, it was the quote-unquote black organization who was covered in SWAT that he was like, you gotta help my dad. And he's like, okay, come over here. I'm not gonna lie, if SWAT is telling me to come over here, I'm gonna go over there. First of all, it's SWAT. Second of all, it's SWAT. Like, come on, that's where they went. David Dunn, Mr.
Look
Superman.
over my shoulder, man.
Huh? I feel you. They put him by the van. He could look over his shoulder. I feel you.
Come on over there, man.
David Dunn was weakened due to his traumatic experience in pools, and which is why, although you can argue it's a stupid weakness, it's a weakness nonetheless. So when he fought the Horde, he fought him in an actual what's that? It's not I'm about to say a jar, like a container, a water container for the building. Because once he gets sprayed with water, that's it. Hold on. Does that mean in showers he leaves weekend?
I would assume he can't brush
pools?
his teeth.
He's dirty mother.
He can't brush his teeth.
He's dirty.
That's
homeless man.
So anyway, I'm poking fun. But he fought the Horde. And to be fair, I felt like from the beginning, and even this fight now, he was winning. Like the Horde felt like it was running out of steam. It's kind of like Broly, who had immense power, but he didn't know how to fight. Yeah. You understand? Whereas David Dunn had a little bit more experience.
Yeah, it was until Glass told him that his weakness is water.
Right.
Which is when he...
Right, exactly. So up until that point, did he level the playing field, or he got the advantage? He killed Glass, he pushed him, boom. Glass is dying of really internal injuries, so he's done. What happens is this girl, Casey, has a connection and is able to bring about Kevin. Kevin is you can call it a rogue in a sense, yeah. And what happens is when she brings out Kevin, his superpower, being impervious to bullets and whatever harm, is gone. So at that point, the Black Clover organization, which has been around for thousands of years, in which Dr. Ellie Staple has said, right, knew that this was their time to kill Kevin. And it makes sense. It makes sense. It's not like they didn't know who he was. Yeah. Okay. David Dunn, they didn't have to shoot him or nothing. All they had to do was drown him, because obviously they can't shoot him. Or at least it would make to believe so. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you get weak and your skin becomes regular, right? So what I loved about this is that, okay, fine, we had the superhero flick over 3 movies, but what you should be really concerned about, what they can build off of, is that there's an organization, the Black Clover organization, which supposedly the girl that sat next to David was part of it. She had the full tattoo, but we don't really see that. Theory is out here killing superheroes. It's out here maintaining balance on the low, on the high low, on the low low, on the key low.
So then answer me this.
Is that balance?
And then supposedly, hold on, I'm going to answer 2 things. What'd you say?
Is that balance though?
Yes, because what they're doing is they're managing to convince superheroes that they're not super, and if they have problems, they're either eliminating them, and I believe there are supers in that asylum that they brought them. Why would you bring them to a regular asylum?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not disagreeing with you.
No. I'm just throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they're limiting the supers.
You're yelling at me, Mike.
I'm sorry. I'm passionate about what I'm speaking about.
I actually have no desire to see this movie now.
I love this movie.
You just Martha'd it for me.
Nah, man.
If I had to choose between Glass and Batman versus Superman, I think I'm going to enjoy tea on the couch.
Oh, no, this movie was dope, man. Give it the chance. You had a question.
Yes, so answer me this. If this organization has been around forever and has been keeping tabs on everyone,
okay,
they know that Glass is super smart.
Right.
He's comatose like 3/4 of the movie, right? Why did they put them all together in the same asylum?
Okay, they believed he was comatose. Remember, they believed he was comatose. He wasn't actually comatose. He was hiding the medication. I think he was probably flushing it. But he was getting rid of it because he had to constantly. He's been there for a while. So they really, like Dr. Ellie said, they underestimated him. She thought he wasn't. They weren't underestimating him, but they were underestimating him. Even when they added the cameras, the whole point. Mr. Glass was like, I want the world to see, which is why at the end he leaked it out, and I imagine he gave instructions. He leaked out the video of the fight so they can't deny it, because that's what they've been doing for years, for millennia, thousands of years. They've been killing superheroes, and I'm like, this is great, because in a classic superhero versus villain film, it's never really humanity who kills them both, and it's like, we're really the villains here. Right. It's never that. And then on top of that, they can be like, yo, I know he's not gonna do. I just stood up for no apparent reason. So I know M. Night is not gonna necessarily do a sequel or continue the series in any type of way, unless they give him a great check. But it's like, if they were to build upon that, now you can go into the Black Clover organization, who they are, and all this stuff. Because that's the whole thing, is they're mysterious.
The twist of that,
huh?
Every movie of his is a twist.
I mean, who knows? He'll probably think of it. But my whole thing was like, yo, it doesn't matter whether Mr. Glass and Mr. Glass, David Dunn, and the Horde Beast fought. They were all going to die. Right. They were all going to be erased some way, shape, or form. Sorry. And then they also brought up comic books and made it say like, yo, this. There have been actual people like this, and we're telling you the story, but what you're not really wondering is what's happening to them. Right. And I thought that was beautiful. That's the underlying. You know what I'm saying? That's like the cheese in your pizza. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now, okay, so 19 years ago,
maybe the sauce.
19 years ago, David Dunn was in a train accident.
Right.
He was the last person to survive. After that point, he was active for 19 years.
He wasn't active. Let's call it.
No, he was active.
Doing what? Was he saving
people,
small vigilantes?
Even there was even newspaper articles about him, Mike.
Okay.
Right, hold on.
I just want to say one thing to that. I felt like he wasn't as active as he was in the third movie in Glass. Whereas he was actually making more of a name for himself. But go ahead, there were local stuff.
I think even in the first movie, you saw him get on his path to being that hero
fair enough. I'll take that.
19-year gap.
19 years he was a hero.
How old
19 years he did his thing.
That's a good question. They don't tell us how old
his son in the first movie, and how old was his son in this?
His son? His son was like 10, 11. Was he? I thought he was 5. I thought he was 5. Older. No, but he was speaking very coherently, so maybe he was like.
No, I'm saying like in the first, didn't he have his son in the first movie?
Yes, he did.
His son was older. His son wasn't just born.
No, I know. Yeah, in the first, so 19 years. So then, how old was his son in this one?
Like 30.
Oh, his son was in his 30s.
Yeah, and he just let a cop walk away with him. Yep. Here we go.
You're not letting that go. I'm telling you, SWAT, man. Like, good.
Now,
save my. Wait. When you said save my daddy. When he said save my dad, I'm picturing this kid to be like, he's like 12 or like...
No, he's like save my dad. Because remember, in the first movie, his dad was literally his hero.
I'm trying to fill in the puzzle.
No, you're right. You're right.
What the hell is his son doing? His son is in his 30s?
His son is literally...
Okay, so...
Please answer me this. Is his son in his 30s? Yes.
I don't know. They don't necessarily tell us.
He has to be. It's been 19-year gap, and then your son was at least...
I'm be real with you. His son looked like he's still in college. And in between the years of like 20 to 25. Really. Okay. So he said, "Save my dad." They don't know about the Black Clover organization. I damn near will say,
you just saw your man get shot.
You saw the Horde get shot.
Yeah.
The evil villain get shot.
Listen, man,
he wasn't your man's.
You was just talking to him all court. He was like, "Yeah, just kill your
dad." No.
He was just like,
no.
He was like, "No, don't fight." He was, remember? No, don't fight. He killed your daddy.
First of all, David's son did not want him to go into battle with his dad right then and there because he was like, "Oh, I learned something. It's not my dad you should be upset about. It's Mr. Glass because he's the one that killed your father."
Correct.
Which I want to give a props to because
he did his oracle in that.
Yeah, you saw the origin. You saw the origin of the mom and the son being led away. Yeah. Which, if you think of Unbreakable, that was dope.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay,
and he wasn't Unbreakable, which is a good call.
Yes.
Kevin was in Unbreakable.
Dope. So
dope.
The crazy part about that for me is that you can't get over. Like, they didn't know about the Black Clover organization at all.
Neither did we, Mike.
Right, even Mr. Glass. So when SWAT came in, he's not thinking you could possibly be Hydra or a Black Clover organization. That's who Black Clover. That's who they represent for me. They represent Hydra. Right. You could be somebody who's out here. No, you're all right. Well, it's SWAT, but make sure you get my dad. And then they drowned him. So because not in plain sight. They brought him around the van and they tried to shush him up. Come on.
So, Mike,
they killed him off not off camera, but they took his son off camera. There you go.
Me and you go to a party, Mike. Me and you go to a party, and let's say I get into a fight, and cops come. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna say, "That's my friend," and just walk out the party and leave me, Mike?
No.
Thank you. That's what his son did.
I feel like there's a lot more experience between us. There's a lot of things I don't want to say on this mic. Okay? Okay? But hell, we got pulled over coming here. Okay? Okay?
But that is what happened. And it's regardless, like, you can't look over
But his son is naive. Let's talk about the son now. The son is naive. He's always
wrong with him. There's something wrong with the son. Like,
you think so?
I think it was the way he was acting, the way he always had that, like you said, the wide-eyed,
the wide people eyes.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think like he may have a power. They just left that there to be explored, but they don't show anything about it. Didn't he try to hurt himself in the first one to see if he had powers too?
He had a gun. No, he tried to shoot his father.
I felt like he tried to do something to see if he had powers as well.
Okay.
But I feel like he would do something like that. So they never showed whether or not he had powers. Fine. He's a naive, I want to say, senior teenager. Okay? And I say senior teenager because he's not an adult yet.
Super teen,
but he's on his way. Okay. And here it is. He looks at his dad like Superman, and he thinks everybody else will as well. Which is why, although he was in the asylum, he didn't know what was necessarily going on.
Agreed.
Right. He didn't know about the Black Clover. So he didn't think that these people are going to try to kill my dad. They're trying to, like, call all of us superheroes. He's just like, all right, well, they're trying to help him, but they're just trying to contain him, if anything.
Granted, but here's my thing. He was there. He watched the Horde throw his father into the water. And he didn't say, I'm gonna try. After the Horde got shot, he didn't say, my father's weakness is water. He's in there drowning right now. He could have been like, yo, I'm gonna go get a rope.
The father was out of the container.
He crawled his way out afterwards. He popped his way out, and that's when he was on the floor. You did not once run to your father to help. He stood there and was like, yo, no.
Listen, you can come to M. Night Shyamalan about the writing, whatever. However, nonetheless, they killed him over a weakness that he induces on himself. There are plenty of heroes like that, which is
a great part of the movie was the the mind's power over the body.
Okay,
which is great. I actually love that part of the movie.
Great. So when Kevin got shot, because that's who got shot, I was like, oh. So when Kevin got shot, I wasn't worried about the Black Clover organization because I was like, all right, they just took out a menace. Right. But when they started drowning David Dunn, that's when it's like, yo, there's a whole organization that's culling superheroes.
Yes. My thing is...
This is a great twist!
If you introduce a super secret organization in the finale, in the final scenes of your third trilogy, it's poor writing.
Why?
Because where were you for the past three movies?
Why? No.
It was originally supposed to be a trilogy. If you really think about it.
I agree. So why introduce them now?
Because it makes a better film than just them fighting. First of all, okay, hold on. If they're gonna let you talk. If they're gonna introduce a secret organization, right? Why not introduce it in the third film as long as it's good writing and it's mysterious?
You forgot.
All you need to know is that they've been doing it for a while. And it's a really silent...
They're bad at their jobs.
This
guy he was active for 19 years and you didn't do anything to stop him.
Remember what she said about if they were convinced that they didn't have superpowers. They didn't have convinced that they were superpowers. She would have left them alone.
Right.
And remember, it wasn't just him.
Right.
It was also the Horde and the possibility of Mr. Glass because his therapist from before, what is her name? That the Beast killed. The Beast killed and split. She was out here like, yo, there are possibilities that supers walk among us. Right. And they were all like, nah, that's the Black organization. That ties back. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely one of those, it happened to be here. Kind of like Iron Man and Spider-Man being an Iron Man. Exactly. So it's just like, it makes sense. And they don't need to expand on it because for what? They're not going after the organization. Not in these trilogy is just to let you know it's there. Because before it was all on David Dunn, The Horde, and Glass. They're dead. What do we have now? The organization that's killing off supers. And with that, with Mr. Glass too, like, because he showed the video, more supers are going to be activated now.
Yes.
Because that's another thing too. You're supposing your powers...
when the twin powers activate.
It's like the X gene. It's under duress, emotional stress, and now what they added was another thing where it's like if you see it happen, it may actually happen to you. Which I agree, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It knocks something out. It knocks something on for you. This was a great movie, man. It was just...
Let's rule this conversation because
let's reel it back in.
Okay, so let's have it this. We know you love the movie. We know Mayhem loves it. We know Terrence loves it.
I mean, I give it like a 7.
Let's give it a rating. 8.5.
8.5. I give it a 3 now. No, I give it a 7.
That's half of 8.
I give it a 7. I think
not half mathematically. Like if you split it in half, split.
So
8.
if let's get into the. So if they were to continue the story of the characters, and this is just this is not to get into a whole big thing. Quick answer: what character would you like to see followed in the next story?
Okay, if they develop Casey, I really want to see what her power is, and also the son, because I feel like they're going to be pivotal in whatever they do. Obviously, they're going to explain the Black Clover organization.
Justice for Dave.
Justice for everybody. They're going to explain a lot of different things on how like the Clover organization came to be, what they've been doing, and all this other stuff. And it's kind of like a Teen Titan thing. I feel like it's a 2-movie max. Maybe they could do a trilogy. I'm really tired of trilogies, though. But like two movie max, and then where they go from that. Are they going to stop the Black Hole? Is it like the Black Clover organization? Is it like Hydra, where you really thought you got everybody out, but there's some people still around?
Yeah. Okay.
I would say the mother. I would say Glass's mother. I would like to see her become the ringleader of
I feel like
whatever
she's like
new
my
superheroes, because she actually pushed Glass to be where he is, and she could kind of be like a kind of villain, whatever. But you can see that with her losing her son and trying now going after this organization, being the older person, she will need to recruit somebody.
Oh my God, Mr. Glass's mother.
Yeah, revenge story.
I was thinking about she's Punisher. She becomes the Punisher.
The Momisher. What's next on the docket?
We're supposed to talk about actually the Punisher season 2.
Good. Oh, good. That was good.
Thank you very much. I tried. I feel like if you haven't watched Punisher season 2 on Netflix, thank you for moderating us, because apparently there's a lot of feels on the table.
I gotta time you guys now.
Come watch it with us and you'd understand, okay? If you had watched the movie, Shade. So Punisher season 2, I felt like was a good concept. Great acting. I don't think there's an actor or actress in this whole season that didn't do their job. They came for overtime. Great graphics. I understand. Some of them may rub you off differently, but they did. Great graphics, because like the believable kills, like the Dark Knight joke, the Joker where he kills the guy with the pencil, they recreated that in a sense with the knife in the first episode, which was dope. Okay, great graphics. The story was horribly executed. So Jigsaw, who's like Punisher's like top notary villains, I felt like his scars needed to be a little bit more noticeable, but I get it. They were trying to be more mental. He's mentally more scarred, and his brain is Jigsaw. Boom. When he became sadistic, it was too long of a wait. It wasn't like with Heisenberg. It wasn't like Breaking Bad, where it was slow, but I was still interested, and then it just picked up and it shot off, and it was great. It was just like it's still building up. Yeah. And this should have been, instead of being 13 episodes, it probably could have been 8 to 10. And then we have this whole Reverend character. Supposedly he's been absolved of all the crimes he committed. He killed a whole police station. He had a whole bunch of assassins, which I love because that shows how resourceful. Not every assassin has like all these different tips and tricks. I mean, sometimes they just have resources, which is dangerous, right? But then it took him like a whole 7 episodes to find a Punisher again.
Yeah. More than that, wasn't it?
Yeah. He found him. I mean, like, he had to come to him. And it's like, what? Come on. And then he didn't do anything.
But that's the thing. If you've read the Punisher comics, Punisher's always a hard person to find because Punisher is a little more resourceful than his villain sometimes.
But it's an assassin, so it's like I feel like in this case he should have been on his. He wasn't even looking for the Punisher like that. He was chasing the special agent too much.
I understand what it was. He found him very quickly in the first time their paths crossed, which
Very
is
quickly.
episode 1, he found him extreme. He found him by one episode later. He found him, and then he chased it. Then he was on his tail, got him to the police station.
I know this is
And he
totally
disappeared.
left field, but remember the assassin from No Country for Old Men, who was trying to find the bag of money? Exactly like that.
Okay.
But the only thing is, he lost them. There was no pursuit throughout the whole movie. It was just like, all right, well, wait till episode 11.
You know what? Punisher's not that much of a threat. I don't need to find
That's
out.
another thing, too. I'm tired of the Punisher, Frank Castle, being Frank Castle. Like, I get it. After season 1, he's like, all right, I'm done with this. Season 2, I'm trying to live a normal life, but I always get involved. Okay, cool. Can you commit to the Punisher role already? Because it's just like you're in between, like I'm not going to say this on the mic, but just put the tip in already. Just put the tip in and be done with it.
So you think he's not Punisher full time?
Now he is. At the end of season 2, it seems like it. It seems like it.
So you say he found the spot?
No, because he was that a teen gang drug deal?
Yeah. Well, no, it was
They looked. Yeah. It was teens. I thought you called this meeting.
But he's done that in the comics. Have you not seen the Punisher in action?
But he was a full role Punisher.
Yeah.
He was actively going out and killing people. This one he's not. This one is just like he's like
I think he should be in jail.
He was.
Punisher?
Yeah, man.
He ain't never going to jail.
That's his whole character. He's always wanted for
He's
life.
gonna pull a Rorschach.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not in here with me. I mean,
He's gonna kill everybody.
Just kill everybody.
And then the girl. Okay, so then the girl. You know what the girl's relationship reminds me of? Logan. Okay? However, not as good. She annoys me. Okay? She annoys me.
I heard she was a little bit annoying for this.
I wanted to shoot her. I don't shoot people. Unless you're in Call of Duty. I don't shoot people. And I wanted to shoot her because it's just like, I get you live that life and where you have to be street smart, but you're not really acting street smart right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Except for the part where she like took the agent's card and bought everything.
Yeah, when she did that and she jumped in the trunk.
Yeah, like what?
But then she followed him there. I mean, but the whole thing was her not crossing the line, I think. Was her not teetering the line, but then she went right up to the line and then got scared multiple times. She did the same, like, what was it, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah.
It was like
I
the
heard
same
some people
exact
say that they felt this season there was some forced relationships in this season. That's what I heard.
thing. No, I mean, I don't think there was any forced relationship.
I don't think it was forced. Maybe not fully developed. Maybe.
You go with that.
But not fully developed, but it wasn't forced. It could have been better. It could have been shorter, but if you wanted to do it 13 episodes, it could have been more engrossed. Like, if the last 6 episodes, Frank was being chased while doing all this stuff, showing how smart he is and resourceful, as well as building character, that would have been great.
Yeah. Well, they still have to figure out if they're going to have a season 3.
They're not.
Yeah.
Disney's not giving it up.
How long before that gets canceled? What are your over-under? I say over-under 3 weeks from now.
Well,
I think they'll wait another quarter. I think they'll wait. I'll say over.
First.
because I think
I'll get over.
I can see them trying to screw Marvel on the pooch on this one because I think it's like Marvel has to wait 2 years before they can use the character and then on Netflix. Which I'm like, damn, that would kind of suck if they do that to the Punisher.
So then let me ask you guys this. After watching Punisher Season 2, for those who have seen it, how many of you are feeling superhero fatigue? And what movie or what show caused it for you?
I'm not.
I'm not.
Let me tell you why.
You know what it is? It's depending on which series you're talking, because some of the stuff is that they've been really pushing into getting into other stuff like Captain America, Captain America Winter Soldier didn't feel like a superhero movie.
Oh no, it did not.
Movie. So that's the whole thing. And then Avengers, the last Avengers movie that came out, Infinity War, didn't feel like your general superhero movie because the superheroes didn't come out.
It's The Empire Strikes Back of Marvel. I get it.
Yeah, but it was
okay,
and it was executed pretty well.
That was a good reference.
Yeah,
that
no,
was pretty awesome reference.
Oh my god, who are you?
15,000 points for that. To Gryffindor. But no, I mean, I could understand some people saying that they're getting superhero fatigue because you have studios and directors who are still using formulas that are outdated right now. And I feel like Marvel's the only one that has really found a formula that they keep growing and growing and growing in their evolution. Whereas DC, it's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
They have movies that they follow this old formula because it's safe and this movie did well, but then it's like, oh, we didn't like how this movie went, so we're gonna change things. Oh, something worked for them. Like Suicide Squad, in a way, was a victim.
Oh my god,
of the
I hate
studio.
that movie.
We know you hate this movie.
Listen,
you said it.
But the fact that it spawned off 3 movies: The Joker, Birds of Prey, and Suicide Squad 2. How is that possible?
Because DC has pockets. And I don't know who's pitching this script to this guy, but I need him in my life to teach me his ways. Because whoever pitched Suicide Squad in the script to DC, like,
but this is
you must be able to sell water to an ocean, okay? You must be able to sell ice to Eskimos.
Before you go on that tangent, it wasn't the original. What hurt Suicide Squad was the fact was one, you had Guardians of the Galaxy came out.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy, if you notice, they had a whole thing about music. What did they do with Suicide Squad in the trailers? Everything was about music.
Yeah.
Second, you had James Gunn who said, like, when you come out with a formula, other studios and other Hollywood tries to copy it. Suicide Squad, in a way, was copying Guardians of the Galaxy because it wanted to be that fun movie. Third thing about it, there was too many hands in the pot.
Yeah, they Frankenstein
the
movie together.
Joker all of a sudden is in the movie. A lot of people are like, oh my god, we're going to go see Joker. Joker should have been the main villain of the movie. Yeah. No, he was like a side character. He was an afterthought, and that got a lot of people mad. The movie was chopped up too much, and that was Suicide Squad's problem.
Listen, I agree with everything you said, but it sounds like this man who pitched this script was literally trying to sell letters to the alphabet.
But that's the thing. He pitched the script, and you want to know what happened?
How many more Z's you want?
They took this script, and they wrapped it around like, oh, we're going to do this to your script right now.
Yo.
They literally, yeah.
Listen.
For those who didn't see that, Fernando was
yes, blame Fernando. Smart. Listen, all I'm saying is this doesn't look well for DC, right? DC definitely needs to rethink everything. Well, go back to multiverse, change it up.
If they let James Gunn, if they let James Gunn do his thing like he was able to do with Guardians, then you potentially have a great movie that's going to come out.
Well, that's the problem with not just DC but Warner Brothers. My biggest thing with Warner Brothers is they own DC, they just don't know what to do with it.
And that's the thing. I don't even think it's DC. It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
I think
Warner
it's Warner
Brothers execs.
But yeah, I agree because like at the same time, I'm not superhero fatigued because we have great series coming out. Although I don't watch, I'm catching up on the Flash and all this other stuff. But like DC Titans, dope. DC Titans is dope.
On the Marvel side of things, I got fatigued right after Captain America: The First Avenger. I thought it was way too comic booky for me.
No, it was. But
it was kind of meant to be.
It was meant to be that. It was meant to capture the Boy Scout.
Because watch the second movie for Captain America, which is Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier was good because it felt like a spy movie. It felt like it was in his element. It was because it was directed by the guy who directed Jason Bourne.
Also, to defend it, Captain America and Thor, if you notice their first 2 movies, those movies were rushed because they wanted them ready for Avengers.
Right.
They didn't really go into those movies like they were supposed like they did with Iron Man.
Yeah,
but
once Avengers was out of the way, then they can concentrate on taking their time with these other movies.
And Captain America was just a launch for Avengers, let's be honest.
So I'm not superhero fatigued too because I think about it. Like a couple years ago, remember we were all fantasy creatures again from like WB11's. Like after Dawson's Creek was Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, and then what we got was Twilight and all this other stuff. So.
Well, growing up, it wasn't like now where we get a superhero movie like at least once or twice every year.
We weren't getting those.
But we were kind of getting those because
3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Someone. Thank you, Sam.
5-6 year difference in between. You know?
I mean, we had superhero shows and movies, but they were just they were more of the obscure characters. Like you had Darkman, you had
Phantom,
you had Nightman or something like that. That was the guy.
I mean, hey, we had Spawn. Not one movie. Blade, the 3 movies. The 2 movies were dope.
Spawn coming back.
Yes, we talked about that. Yes, Spawn is coming back.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's another.
Oh, that was a horrible movie. Oh, I had so much hope for that. I paid for that movie.
But listen, if it wasn't for that movie, it would have been Sean Connery as Morpheus.
Yeah,
that's true.
And Will Smith as Neo.
That is true.
Oh my god.
Actually, no, it would have been.
I would have loved. I would pay to see that. The Oracle.
The Colonel. Yes.
So I heard as the Oracle.
The architect.
Like
the architect, yeah. Because he said he didn't understand it, so he passed.
Okay, we just leave
I still don't understand
I want to see Sean Connery in a dress. Let's go. A dress with knee highs.
But no, I'm not superhero fatigued. I don't think I am.
No.
I enjoy watching them, even on replay now. You know, I watch it with my daughter and she loves it. So
I think, if anything, if I was to be superhero fatigued, it'd be superhero comic-y fatigued. You know, where like Superman comes in, stops a robbery, and I'm up and away, I'm gone. Whereas now it's like, holy crap, Jimmy Olsen's dead. What happened? You know, like that's what we're getting darker now.
Oh yeah,
that's the route they're going.
With the whole thing with Batman and Robin, Mr. Freeze, with the one-liners. Remember that?
Chill. Yes.
And then we had
the puns.
We had bat boobs.
The part that killed me
bat nipples
about the whole Marvel universe. I was super excited that I was like, oh cool, Iron Fist, Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones. They're gonna throw those into the movies, and then they deaded that. I was like, all right, I'm done.
Okay.
But it's still
that's two different companies.
It doesn't matter.
I know. I agree. But it's two different companies, and until I'm gonna say Disney. Until Disney gets a handle on that, then we can go forward.
Yeah, the big problem was
because Jessica Jones is a great series. Luke Cage, trash.
You know,
Iron Fist, trash. What am I forgetting? Daredevil is great. Daredevil was great. You know what I'm saying? Both seasons.
But let me piggyback what happened.
They stretched it for no reason. No, it was horrible.
Let me piggyback for what happened right there, because originally that was supposed to happen from what people heard, but then Kevin Feige, who was reporting directly to they called it like the Marvel heads or something like that, was told by Disney, no, now you report to us, your movie division. And their budget opened up even more because apparently, like I think it was like Ike Polarity or something like that. There was one guy who was just like really tough. Like they were like press would be at some of the dockets to see some of the movies. Like wait, you had 2 Cokes? Like no, you weren't supposed to get one. Like that tight.
And it's
so
not just Marvel
did Marvel does the shows directly.
Like how you renege? How you ixnay? I'm gonna say renege. How you ixnay the Joker and like that's his brother or whatever? Bro, what?
Also,
and that guy was a great Joker.
It could be an alternate
Earth. Also,
they could have said that.
Nonsense.
That goes back to what I said. Alternate Earth.
Also, if you remember, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when it first came out, it had a lot of tie-in with the movies. Like when the whole thing, when S.H.I.E.L.D. fell apart in Civil War, that went directly and affected everything in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But then when the movie division and the TV division split, you notice how the show changed a lot.
See, I hope they hear this. I hope Marvel and DC hears this because there's no reason for you guys not to capitalize on the TV series and the movie. And I get it.
I worry about that.
I get it. No. Because with TV series...
Inhumans was garbage.
Okay. So,
let's be real. The only reason they did the Humans because they didn't have the rights to the X-Men.
I don't see Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mack going from the big screen to television.
Well, it's...
I don't see them doing it.
It's not television, it's streaming.
The only one
it's
that
a different budget.
Lady Sif.
Yeah.
She's the only one that came from the movies.
She's the only one.
Yeah.
Collison.
I feel like they can do it.
Carter.
If the story is good.
But it is a different budget if it's a streaming service because now you can do Hollywood blockbusters and Netflix has proved it that you can have Hollywood blockbusters with Hollywood budgets on a streaming service.
Right.
And Bird Box.
But then you're going to burn out all these stories way quicker. That's the issue. No. The movies make sense.
No. No, I think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I hear what you're coming from. I don't think they'll burn out the stories because I feel like writers who are part of DC, part of Marvel, and all these other companies, Dark Horse Comics, blah, 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 are looking to explore different stories, different universes, and this will open them up. Whereas before it was like, no, it's got to include this guy and this person. No, it's like, no, the world is your oyster. Give us a good script.
And the fact that now Marvel's getting all their ducks into one pond, and the fact that you got this streaming service coming out, it's a great creative time for people who are going to work on these projects. Right. So it's like you're going to get people who have written in comics who are now going to do the crossover and now get into the writing room, and the same thing vice versa. Like you had what was it, the guy who did Battlestar? I think it was the last Battlestar Galactica. He did the comic book Rising Stars, and so it goes back and forth. So now it's just creating more work.
We have a lot of stories that can be brought into series like Death of a Family, Death in the Family, The Run of the Red Hood, and that's just Batman.
Yes.
That's just Batman. Superman has some good stories as well. We developed Wonder Woman in the series, and that's just DC. Marvel could follow the same suit if they're smart as well. It's just the TV people and the movie people need to come together and be like, okay.
Did you hear the Russos would come back if they did Secret Invasion?
Secret Wars.
Yeah, Secret Wars or one of them. Secret
because they want to take a break after Endgame,
which is fair.
They deserve it.
Yeah, no, they did the math, and that'd be great. Like, yo, here we're gonna plan this out. we're going to do this for the movie. Set it up for us. Because you know what? If the Flash from the TV series was in Justice League, I think that would have been a better Flash.
It would have been 1,000 times better.
I would have enjoyed it way better.
That's what Stephen Amell said. Stephen Amell? He was upset that they never casted Grant Gustin. I can't say his name. Gustin. Okay. Sorry, Grant. That they didn't cast him as the Flash for the Justice League movie. And he was like, yo, he's doing great stuff for the TV show. And this is the thing. A lot of people, I guess, thought that that's what was going to happen, was that they were going to tie in the DC movies with the shows, and they didn't do that. And it was like, and I think that was some of the confusion, too.
Not only that, but they did announce the actor for the for Batman vs. Superman or whatever. They announced him, was it like the 3rd or 4th episode of season 1 of Flash? You know, so it was kind of like a slap in the face.
But then also too, they hurt their shows because then they started giving the shows, this is a list of characters you can't use, because I remember in Arrow, you had the silhouette of Harley Quinn, and they were trying to do their own Suicide Squad, but then the Suicide Squad movie was coming out, and you have a list of characters you cannot use, because now Deathstroke is on that list. After being on Arrow for so many times.
Deathstroke could be a great character for both the movie and the series because he does his own thing. And I was hyped when I saw him at the end when he looked like he was going to create his Legion of Doom at B vs. S. That was dope. I was like, yo.
And not that you got 2 great actors
I hate those movies.
that are playing the role.
I don't care if you... I don't.
Sorry, Jesse Eisenberg was a horrible Lex Luthor.
And then they try to say it wasn't Lex Luthor. It was like his son or... Whatever.
So what, you're going to bring back Gene Hackman? That would have been interesting.
That would have been interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was like, that sounds good.
Gene Hackman... Was Kevin Spacey?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
You can't use Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, you can't use
He's tainted already.
I know, he's tainted. But if before he was tainted, they brought him back, I would have enjoyed him as Lex Luthor. I really enjoyed him as Lex Luthor. However, sorry, Kev, you know what you did. Anyway, before we go into final thoughts, I wanted to talk about 2 things that are changing. We got 3 things. The Avengers Endgame, really quickly. Can we all agree that it gave us everything we wanted without giving us anything at all?
I think it gave us the we already bought our tickets basically.
Take my money.
They took our money already. I don't think it did nothing for us as far as deterring us.
Fernando shaking his head no.
He's like that.
I'll wait for the shaky cam on tour.
My needle is already at 100.
We don't call it that. We call it hood release.
Whatever.
But for people who did not already purchase their tickets or who's on the fence about it, I don't think this did anything for them.
I feel like
for the people who didn't see Infinity War.
I feel like this is
2 people.
This is strategic. I feel like this is strategic because they have Captain Marvel coming out. You know, they have all these different things. They have, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like be prepared to lose your bank account, you know?
This is what the trailer did.
And then, hold on. I'm going to let you talk about the trailer. Marvel, I think, is single-handedly bringing people back into the movie theaters to watch movies. Yeah. Whereas certain Michael Bay people were complaining that Netflix had killed the movie industry. Yep. Okay, good. This is what they did with the trailer. Transformers.
Imagine you got a plate of food, right? It is a bomb-ass looking plate of food.
It is.
You eat it up, it tastes real good and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, we need the side effects, please. Just chewing, the chicken.
What is going on here?
The macaroni, that macaroni with that, you know, you got that. You're done eating, but you're still hungry. But nonetheless, the food was great, but you're still hungry.
Right.
That's what the trailer did.
It's an appetizer.
Yeah.
Ooh, I do like appetizers.
See, not to touch on that. Now, when you get the second plate of food and you actually see the movie and it's not as good, you're gonna be like, "That wasn't as great as the trailer."
Shot in the foot by Fernando.
You remind me of Glass right now. Okay, you're divisive. I'm kicking you out. Go.
What was your favorite parts of the trailer?
I mean, not that it was a lot. It was only that was my favorite.
Hi, I'm a super soldier.
I think that is really good because think about it.
Hi, I'm a super soldier. I've been frozen in ice for some time.
But think about it. He is a soldier, and a lot of times when we see, like, for example, we'll look at Punisher when he goes to see his friends. They're all sitting in a support group.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cap is feeling some type of way. And that already tells you a lot what's happening to his character. He's a soldier sitting in a support group.
It only took till Endgame for him to get PTSD. Bucky's had it since The first Avenger.
He was kidnapped and tortured.
He was kidnapped,
and he lost an arm.
No, Bucky. We found him in Wakanda. He has made peace with himself.
I guess.
Okay. My favorite part was probably towards the end. Like, everything else
too.
you saw coming, but when Captain America strapped on that shield,
Yeah.
for me that symbolized like I feel like Steve Rogers is going to die. I feel like he's going to make a sacrifice. You'd be surprised. I don't know what they're going to do exactly with Falcon and Bucky, but I think somebody is going to take up Captain America's shield. It could be Frank. It could be Hawkeye for a look. Hawkeye, Falcon, Frank Castle, the Punisher. You know, because even it's for a little bit. Even because remember, Frank idolizes that man.
Yes.
You understand? Even it's for.
I can see War Machine doing it.
Captain punishing.
I'm saying,
punishing them all.
And I'm going forward with this. I'm just listing the people that could be it,
But
depending on the
Frank.
story.
They're not going to do. They're
not.
It's
They're
either
not.
going to be
Frank is
Bucky
too-
or Falcon. That's it. Let's be real. Bucky or Falcon.
I don't think so.
And it's going to be Bucky or Falcon because Falcon.
Well, if they're doing a
was the last
spin-off
one.
series, how are they going to tie that in?
It could tie it in
They're fighting
easily.
to be the Captain America.
There you go.
Hank.
They're racing around the world like I'm Cap. No, I'm Cap.
Hobbs and Shaw. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Bucky, it's Captain Falcon. You're still my sidekick, even though Steve Rogers died. Really?
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna work.
No, I don't think it's gonna work. But,
If they do it as a buddy cop thing and all that buddy comedy.
oh my God, Chips.
That would be fucking hilarious.
All right. I wanted to talk about. Well, I'll skip Devil May Cry 5 since you guys haven't seen it. But Resident Evil 2, the remake. If you guys haven't played it,
I have.
It's really dope.
Yes.
It is really dope. Have you beaten it?
Yes.
Okay.
It took them to do a remake to make some justice to what's going on with this Resident Evil series.
No.
But
my issue
Biohazard 7.
with the game is that it's using the Resident Evil 4 formula. Give me the classic camera angles. Make it a real horror.
Actually, they should have made that they should have given you that as an option.
But they
an option, something.
Okay. Although, for nostalgia reasons, you can play the original soundtrack to Resident Evil. I'm calling this a reboot only on a technicality. It's not it's called a remake, but the reason why I say it's a reboot is because the characters, the face characters, actors, are different. And they changed Chris and Biohazard 7 at the end. Not many people know that.
Some say it's not even Chris.
Right. It's Chris. It said his name. It said his name.
He just said Redfield.
Okay.
Could be a code name.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Blue.
John Redfield, right?
Listen.
Right, okay.
Just the fact that he's Blue Umbrella, really?
Whatever.
Really?
So, yeah. So, like, the Resident Evil 2 game is, like, the remake or the reboot, as I'm calling it right now, is really dope because it takes the horror effects of, like, Dead Space, where there's no music. It's silence, but you hear everything. You don't know what's going to happen. It's adapted technology like Left 4 Dead. That means the zombies get harder, and headshots don't kill them. And the story is still solid. Spoiler alert, you don't fight the alligator per se. You do run away from it, but you don't fight him.
Oh, they took out the alligator?
Yeah, well, you take it out, but it's very quick. It's a very quick scene. But it doesn't hurt.
Like that. It was quick like that in the game. I remember that was the cheap trick to kill the alligator in the first game. I get the canister out there.
Yeah. Well, play it. You'll see. It's dope. It's worth your time. I just like the fact that at the moment they redid everything and they allowed us the first-person shooter. I agree. They probably should have put the three different camera angles, whatever. But it would have been harder. But the reason why they did that is because they couldn't do it at the time. They didn't have the technology to do that.
But that's what gave it its charm.
I agree.
I mean, they did it for the remake for the GameCube.
We literally had sprites of people whose hands were like this, okay? Their whole palm was together, okay? And they would point like that, like, oh my God, Jill, you almost became a sandwich. So then like, how are you pointing? And the zombies are like,
oh God, I hated that voice acting for Resident Evil 1 that started was horrible. It was horrible. But yes, you look at it now.
But it was his charm.
We gotta see that again. We gotta see those original openings.
They redid Resident Evil 1.
Chris Redfield.
They redid
Jill Valentine.
They already did it for GameCube,
which was amazing.
Which was amazing, right? It was amazing.
And you can get it on Xbox.
And they added new elements.
Yeah, you can get on Xbox. I didn't know that. I'm gonna check that out. So Resident Evil 2 is dope. I'm saying it's a reboot unless they stop. So if they don't bring out Nemesis, then it's a remake. I can't say anything else. But if they bring out
Nemesis, because Nemesis was the first one. Like, even though Nemesis doesn't get talked much in that series, it is one of the first ones that had that technology where you had Nemesis. You didn't know what was going to happen. They changed up everything.
Right.
Like, I remember they changed.
You
up
even had an option:
thing.
fight the Nemesis or run.
But they had even a simple thing too, where they changed like some of the passcodes. Because remember, Resident Evil, a lot of the passcodes were the same all the time. So they had one where it's like, oh, you entered the passcode. Oh, the wrong passcode. All of a sudden, you got to go run back. It's like, wait, hold up, the TV ad's different. They were doing that in the game. So Nemesis did a lot of new stuff.
If you do get the game, don't get it for the consoles, get it for the PC, because you can add mods to it. You can add the classic camera angles.
Yeah.
The best one is, for the Tyrant, or Mr. X, you can actually add music to him, which is X Gonna Give It To You by DMX. So you can hear him coming muffled through the walls.
X Gonna Give It To You! I hate
They need to make that. You need to make that YouTube completion, please. Please.
All right, so let's end this here with the final thoughts. Supposedly, Xbox Live is coming to Nintendo Switch. Now, me and T actually had a conversation a couple hours earlier about live, pretty much cross-gaming consoles. I said it was never going to happen because they're already losing, like, I really feel like gaming consoles need to go the way of the TV. Remember HD TVs? Remember how big they were and how heavy they were? Then we got LCDs, then LEDs and plasmas as well, LCDs. Whoa. And then now it's just like, you can buy an LED TV for $500, $600, $800 bucks, $300
I think that's why everybody's turned on about the Switch. How portable it is.
Shout out to the Switch. Yeah. They had, this I think is Nintendo's really big win in such a long time.
They've always been ahead of the curve.
I've had that console.
They've always been ahead.
What has it been ahead?
I've had that console.
They've gone portable and motion controls before anyone.
Agreed,
bro, I had that console on a plane, on a flight, and it's killed the whole flight for me perfectly. Like, you're just sitting there playing, and I'm like, you know what? The hours go by quick.
Yeah.
Because you got the portable screen there and the portable controllers.
I mean, let's give them the Game Boy, GameCube, Game Gear.
No, they just took that.
You know,
they just took. See, the Nintendo.
I do want Game Gear back though. It burned through so many batteries.
The Wii U was a test for this with their controller. They're like, you know what? Hell with it. We're gonna do what we know best, and that's what they did. The Switch is just hands down probably one of the best consoles that's come out in a long time because of the fact of its portability and your free range to play. So now when they start getting all these apps,
the only issue is that when you dock it, it looks like shit on the TV. It looks better when it's portable.
Really?
Yeah. The frame rates are...
Yeah, it doesn't upscale properly.
When you put it on the TV, it locks the frame rate. So if you're playing Breath of the Wild, it looks a lot more fluid portably than on the TV.
Most likely that's an issue they're probably going to adjust down because, again, they're coming out with a new version of the Switch.
It doesn't bother me, though,
to
be honest.
I think Xbox is merging for the money, for servers, really. I got to read up on it, but... I am excited because if I could play certain games from Nintendo on Xbox, come on. That was Nintendo exclusive. You know, like if they go fully in and this is a great deal and I can end up playing Smash Brothers, which I won't be able to, but Smash Brothers on a cross gaming platform because I got Xbox Live. Come on, son. You know how many people have challenged me? I'm just saying.
Like when I see that for like games like Fortnite, that's really what opened up those doors of cross-platform. It's one game over all the consoles. It's not like, oh, it's a Nintendo game that you cannot play on the PlayStation.
That's also so they saw how much Fortnite made.
But then Fortnite made that money.
Fortnite won all the money
because of what you can do in the game and the add-ons. That's really it. That's what Call of Duty. That's what Devil May Cry. Any of these games who've been selective Halo to their respective consoles have been trying to get. They thought, oh, this is a classic game that you remember from whenever, from your college years, whatever. You'll buy the Legendary Master Edition. You'll give us more money. No, it's not enough. For me. What about the downloads, the DLCs? Yeah, that's cool, but you need to give us more. And that's what Fortnite did. Yeah, you had the DLC that came with it that changed the map, but you're still playing the same map, different variations with new costume cosmetics.
Agreed.
And dance moves, obviously. How can I forget the dance moves? I think I learned how to shoot from Fortnite.
FIFA?
All right. So, we're talking about FIFA?
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it.
I think that's it. All right, let's close this out, shall we?
Sure.
Doggo.
What's up?
Take us away. Stargate.
What?
Stargate.
Stargate?
No.
With Kurt Russell?
Stargate 2028.
You're ending the show.
Huh? Oh, so that wraps it up, guys. I'd like to thank everyone who came by to the Hall of Justice or Fortress of Solitude, whatever you want to call it. This is Darko signing off. Bye-byes.
Your favorite recluse.
Your favorite recluse, right.
Go bye-bye.
This is your boy Sebastian. Just let you know. Find me on Nerds of the Round. And I want to give a big shout out to Inbeon. It's INBEON.com. If you happen to listen to this episode,
Woo!
Go to the website. 10% off all merch on Inbeon with the passcode, with the code Bring the Mayhem.
Bring the Mayhem? Woo.
Bring the Mayhem.
Can I ask you a question? Can we do customized shirts? Because I have a Martha idea.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
Martha wasn't right.
Well, guys, I'm Brooklyn Boy T. You know where to catch me. Instagram, Brooklyn Boy T. It's been a great episode.
You get like 100 followers 1 week. What are you doing on your Instagram, man?
It's fun, man.
I'm watching you.
It's the model.
I just want to thank Mike for having me on. This is my first go with this. It's
Whoop,
Fernando. I'll eventually release my podcast.
What's your podcast called?
In the parlance of our times, it's basically talking about how 2019 is ruining humanity.
Will there be poetry?
So yeah.
It's your boy Mayhem Mike. You can catch me on The Last Stop on the L, obviously on Geeks Unlimited, HieroGeekicks. I'm here. Q Mayhem Gaming. I think I'm gonna do Claire's run on Resident Evil and maybe some other games. You can always tell me. Big shout out to Hash. He wasn't able to make it. Evo Comics. You can find him on Instagram. EVOCOMICS. Hopefully I know how to spell. You can find me at Last Stop on the L, and that's it. With that being said, I just want to say Black Cova organization meant everybody was the same.
Dragon Ball Z. Dragon, rock the dragon, come get me.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode of HieroGeekicks, the show for all things geek. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below so we can have more discussions for you. Don't forget to visit our channel, Geeks Unlimited, and even our sibling channel, The Nerds of the Round, on YouTube. Links are in the description below, and until next time, guys, stay geeky.